day to all you lovely people out there. Today, my name's Fiona. This is Elio Moon Arts, and today we're going to do a project for Couture Creations. So we're going to make a tag journal. So the reason I came up with this idea was because I have a heap of tags from some swaps that I've been into, and I would actually like to make something where I can put them all. So this was sort of the idea that I come up with, and this is just the prototype that I made, and it's on like a cheaper cardstock, which didn't like to have any sort of wet kind of glue on it either, because it actually buckled the front that I started to make on here. Anyway, so this is what we're going to make. What you will need, let's give you a list of things that you will need. You will need 10 tags. So the tags that I've got measure 4 inches by 8.5 inches. We're having 10 of them. The first 2 we're going to leave plain. 4 of them we're going to score at 1.5, I think it was. Yep, let me have a look at that. And the other 4 we're going to score at 3/4. Okay, and then we'll start putting these together. So the first 2 we're not going to do anything with. They'll be our front and back cover. Other things you'll need, paper trimmer, scoreboard, pencil maybe, a ruler, depending on how you're wanting to cut your tags up. You can do that any way you like. But the measurements for the tags, like I said, is 8.5 by 4 for this in particular one. You don't have to do it at that yourself, it's totally up to you. Some other things you're going to need is some washi tape. So I've got this wider washi tape that I'll use on the outside, and I also have this I think this one's 1/2 inch and this one's 2 inches, so that's the washi tape size I'm using. Also going to use some Couture Creations all-purpose art glue, and that's sort of where we sit. I've already cut my cards so that just speeds up the process a little bit. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard and put it up here. So I'm going to put our card in the scoreboard with the bottom against the edge, and we're going to score at, let me just double check, yeah, 1.5. So I'm going to score these 4 at 1.5. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's our first 4. I'm just going to fold these down. I've got them here. Okay, so that's the first 4 we've got. I'll put those ones aside now. Now these next 4 we're going to score at 3/4 inch. Just wanting to make sure that you're in focus there. I've sort of changed the angle of my camera. I'd really appreciate it if you let me know if it's any better than what it normally is. Please, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, so it's 3/4 inch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this craft paper that I'm using, it's 280 GSM. It is the Couture Creations Smooth Craft paper, and it comes in a 12 by 12 fit. I actually used my Cricut to cut out the tags this morning, but there's no reason why you cannot do that on a trimmer. Just measure it out the same way. Just meant to freed me up to do a few other things. So now we should have 4 cards that have a 3/4 inch fold on them, 4 that have a 1.5 inch fold on them, and we should have a front and a back. So first of all, I'm going to take my front and my back, just making sure I'm in frame. I might do these separately. So this is the front one. I'm going to take one of my 1.5 inch scored pieces. I just want to burnish this down fairly well. I'm just going to butt these up against each other, trying to make sure that they're relatively even. So I'm just going to grab my all-purpose art glue and I'm going to add a bit of glue. Flick that over and smush it down. There is the first part of our tag journal. So now I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'm going to do it on the back side this time. So I'm just going to smush this down a bit, burnish it down really well. I'll line them up, do the same thing. We're just going to add some glue to this side. So just line these up nicely so they're friends, and flip that over and that's it. And burnish that down again. Let's give that a bit of a smush. Okay, so now we should have something that looks like this for both of our pieces. So we're going to grab our 4 pieces that are 3/4 inch scored at 3/4 of an inch. So let's grab our first one, and we're just going to repeat this whole process until we get down to our last 2 pieces, and then it changes a little. So I'm going to put some glue on here like we did with our last one. Just wipe that bit off so it doesn't get stuck when I put them together. And like I said, this cardstock is 280 GSM. It's really thick and sturdy. It's lovely to work with. So just line them up, push that over, give it a good smush down. And flip that over. Just double check. Yep, that's looking good. Now do our next one on our back side. That's not too even there. Okay, have to work on that. Okay, so now we're going to just burnish this down a bit. Try and get it to sit a bit flatter. You see how this one's off a bit? If this side's up too high. I don't know how I managed that, but anyway, we'll work with it and see how we go. I do want to try and make sure that you keep these fairly straight and fairly lined up. It will help in the long run. So I'm just going to go like so, swoosh that on. Double check to make sure that that's even this time. Yep, that's better. Okay, just get my foam folder and swoosh that down a bit. Okay, so next we're going to grab our next one. And like I said, this is just the same process all the way through. Now, I'm not going to be decorating this in particular video. I just wanted to make a quick video today, just because I felt in the mood to make one. So I just thought this would be a nice, quick, easy one. And I get to spend the rest of the weekend with my family. So I'm just lining them both up. Double checking to make sure that that's lined up nice and easy, nice and squarely. Yep, that's better. Okay, just a little bit of glue splishing out at the sides. Just wipe that off. Okay, so now we should be down to our last 3/4 inch scored cardstock, which will be going on to this side. Okay, this time I'm just going to flick this one up this way. I'm just going to line that up. Make sure it lines up nice and even. Beautiful. Just pushing that down. Giving it a good smush. Okay, so now we're going to do our last two pieces. So these are our last two pieces. I'm going to do the same thing with them. There is a couple of ways that you can do this apparently, but so I've seen later on, but this is the way that I come up with. So the reason I've done this is because I have a heap of tags that I've gotten in swaps, and whilst I couldn't exactly do this with them because I don't want to ruin them, I was sort of thinking of ways that I could use, that I could put the tags in something to be able to store them, and I'd still be able to see what they look like at the same time. So this was sort of my idea of making a little book out of them, and I can just pick them up and look through them whenever I like them. Okay, so that's our next one. Just going to smush that on there. That's our front section done. I'll just turn that around that way. And now we're going to do this one. This is our back section. So once again, gluing. We're just going to line this up on here again. Okay, looks about right. Okay, squish this one down again, making sure we've got good adhesion. Okay, so now grab both pieces that you've completed. I'm just going to give these a bit of a press together. I want you to push them up together like so. So you're butting up the two bottom ends. And then I'm just going to grab a bit of washi tape. Oh, didn't make that bit long enough. Okay. It's all right, we'll grab another bit. Grabbing my washi tape. I'm going to place this down the middle. Now you could use a wider tape in the middle of yours if you wish to do so. The reason that I haven't is purely because I didn't want to take up too much of the room on my tags. Another thing you can consider when you're doing these is the reason I've gone with washi is because it's a paper-based tape, and I wanted to be able to paint over the top of it, gesso over the top of it, and not to have too many dramas when I do that. So now we're just going to fold this in half and give it a good smush again. So this time we're going to grab a piece of our 2-inch wide washi tape. I'm just going to cut a little bit longer than what I need. Then I'm going to add glue to this side. But I'm also going to add glue in this bottom piece here. So I want to put glue all the way along there. Even on the bit of washi tape that's there. Okay. And you want a good amount of glue in there. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my bit of washi tape. Just pull back this carrier sheet on the back. I'll try this side. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off half, roughly half, and fold this back on itself. I'm going to grab this one, place it down, give it a good push on there. Just grab my bone folder and go across that as well. Now flip this over and pull this off, and I'm going to pull up the tape. I'm going to run my finger along this centre piece to make sure it gets a good adhesion on it there. Then I'm just going to add more glue to this side, because we all know that washi tape can be a little bit flimsy sometimes and doesn't like to stay where we put it. So this is just the all-purpose Couture Creations all-purpose art glue, and I'm just going to put that on there, wipe off those extra bits there, get my bone folder and give that a really good smoosh. Again and again. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to trim off these excess bits of washi tape. Okay, that's one bit done. The reason I always cut off a little bit extra is I'm pretty lousy sometimes when it comes to measuring things, so I just take a little bit extra. Take a little bit extra time to trim off the excess, but it works. So now you have that. I need to trim a couple of these up, but that's okay. So now you should have, it goes that way. Where the writing's up the right way. Okay, so now you should have a little tag journal. I'm just going to have to work with your pages a little bit just to get them to open and close nicely. And the good thing about doing it this way is all of our pages lay flat. So if I wanted to do a double spread across these two, I've got the option to do that. Whereas if this wasn't a double spread, and it's laying nice and flat, so that's the other thing I really liked about this. But I thought it was also a great way to perhaps put some tags. You could actually put some of your tags on it. Hold on a minute, I'll just grab some. These are a couple of tags that have been given to me. So you could actually, if you wanted to, you could actually glue your tags directly onto your tag book. Like so. Let me see if I've got some bigger ones there that I can show you. So this one's a slightly bigger tag, but I thought it's a great way to display your tags, or create some of your own. This is another style. This is double-sided, so this one wouldn't go into here very well because with it being double-sided like that. This one's just a single side. This one's just got a lovely handwritten note on the back for me. And it's a really beautiful tag. And these ones for some other friends that I've done swaps with. These would look great in here. So there, that's my creation and my idea for today. I will come back and I will decorate this in particular book sometime through this week. I will get back on here and I might just do it as a, what do you call it? We might even go live this week. I will put something out over on my, I think there's a community tab I can put something in on my YouTube, and maybe we can do a live, and I might put it on Facebook as well when I'm going to do the live. So if you go over to Fiona Elliott at Facebook and Elio Moon Arts at Instagram, you will find me. So thanks very much for today. I really appreciate you sticking around and having a look. Hope you have a go. If you have a go at this, I would love to see what you've done with yours. Just thought this was a really cool idea and something worth trying. Something a little bit different. Haven't seen this done before. Sorry about my dog barking in the background. Somebody must have arrived here. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. The sun's shining out here at the moment, freezing this morning. Have a great one. Stay warm. Bye.